I drew this artwork because I wanted to use it for a video that I'm working on, and the prompt was world building. So I decided to draw a sort of alien landscape with a bright red sky, and as you can see, the sky used to be a lot more vivid than that. It's like really red, like bloody red. And that's how it started. Like, I just threw a bunch of colors down on the canvas and I just began doing whatever I could. Eventually, I just desaturated it because it was so bright red. But I really wanted to showcase it as like sort of an alien world. And as you can see, there was like a huge creature in the background to show that this is like a fantastical world. And that tree in the background, it sort of ruined the scaling because I added like these blades of grass, and with the tree next to it just sort of looked so awkwardly placed. I was gonna add a human to stand right underneath the tree just to sort of show the scaling. That never ended up happening, so I just got rid of the whole monster thing in general. Instead, I opted for a more fantasy creature you could think of, which are dragons. So if you look at the thumbnail, that's how it ended up looking like that. And I know it's weird to look at now and then look at the final product, because the reason why I even started recording only halfway through was because I wasn't sure if I was even gonna finish the artwork. But I don't know, I thought it would be fun if I just drew it and and used it in my world building video. So the reason why I even started recording was because the whole process was really chaotic. Plus, it's my first time ever drawing a dragon, or, well, rendering one. I want to look back at this and think, because sometimes I look at my old artworks and think, wow, how did I do that? But in reality, it was my mind was so chaotic, and there's so many thoughts happening at once that I really just want to start recording my art process, and maybe I can look back at it and just laugh. And hopefully I have evidence to show that I improved, so that's why I'm even recording. And this whole video, I am constantly going, what is happening? I don't know what's happening, that kind of thing. But the end result turned out really well somehow. So, but yeah, pushing through it, I think, is what I need to constantly remind myself with, because I really doubted myself, especially when I tried to make the monster. I really love artworks where there's a huge element amongst like the landscaping, because I love feeling small. I love the feeling of having a grander world in front of you. I love seeing grand things. I love seeing large, like colossal beings, because it makes you feel small. It makes you feel like the world is fantastical. I really love that word. I don't know. I wasn't able to make the monster because I'm so bad with values. So I'm not sure with how values work when a huge colossal thing is like far away. I know that it's like the saturation goes down and like the details get lost, I think, but I don't know. I'm so unsure of how I was gonna do it. And so that sort of made me think that I wasn't capable enough to even draw a dragon, since I couldn't even master drawing that titanic creature. But I still tried, because recently I've regained my love for dragons. I mean, it never left, but I've started hyper fixating on it again. And I I look back on old dragon OCs that I still cannot draw. I can only draw them as humans, but I really want to draw dragons. The closest thing I've ever gotten to drawing a dragon was when I tried making a comic about my Skyrim Argonian OC called Wyvie. And because of his like reptilian face, it was the closest thing I've ever drawn to a dragon, especially the very cartoonish style that I gave him. He was very cute. I've also practiced through drawing Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon, if it's not obvious already, is the Lucario line, more specifically Riolu. And because I drew Riolu a few times, I was a little bit more confident in drawing dragons because of the facial structure. Like they both have snouts. They sort of have ears, except dragons have horns instead of ears. I tried to do that with dragon OCs, but they all look so young. They're not the big dragons that you see in television. And to be fair, okay, my art style complements young faces way more than adult, mature faces. Like, somehow characters just look young in my style, and I don't have a problem with it. In fact, I just really love having a very cutesy style, and therefore they look young. The dragons ended up looking young, and they ended up looking like Spyro the dragon. In regards to drawing this dragon, it was easy enough to draw the face, but the body was a bit different because I've never really drawn animals that much. And when I do, they're very simplified, they're very cartoonish and all that. So I'm very happy that I started this off as a silhouette and that I didn't have to give the dragon too much details because that's when I'll struggle. The body I had to lengthen and I had to really define its features because that's the only way I can show that it's an adult is through the body. Because if it's a tiny dragon body, then it's obviously a child. It's a baby dragon. I love little baby dragons. They're so cute. And so I had to lengthen it. And I also decided to lengthen the tail because I was gonna give it like a little toothless tail, like with a little wing, like a little Vaporeon tail sort of. But then I decided against it because I feel like if I add the little flight things on the tail, the leading line would be away from the dragon, whereas I kind of wanted it to be towards the dragon. So I decided against it ultimately, and I thought the long tail is so cute, so I decided to just keep it. And YV, at least if you watched my Baldur's Gate 3 video, I gave YV green scales, and I wanted to put that in because I really love the green scales from Baldur's Gate 3 and how it like shimmers with different colors. I wanted to try and emulate it, but I was messing around because something was wrong, okay? I had to look back because the dragon and the grass, they connected well, but something was wrong in the artwork, so I began messing around and it's the sky. It was the sky. So I changed the I had to change the pink sky back to blue. It has to go back to normal. So instead of an alien world, it just became a dragon's world. So that's that's what ended up happening. Not that I really mind since I just need to use the artwork for a video of mine and it's about world building anyway, and what else screams world building than like dragons, right? I'm not sure what else to say. I hope you enjoyed watching me paint over this video. It's my first time drawing with my 3D model, and I hope you like her. And I hope you like the art. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.